Good morning, Liz Irish.
Good morning, badass Missy Bird.
Sorry. I'm so happy to see you.
Happy to see you this morning.
I'm really digging my hair.
I like your hair too. It's fabulous.
Like I'm nailing this Viking look business. I'm sure it must be for people who are not in their late 40s, but I'm digging it. I'm here for it.
Listen, I don't think there's anything that we can't do at any age anymore. So
I think that's absolutely, thank you for the reminder. If I stop to discipline my dogs, I'm really sorry, but Potato is playing for the first time since his spine surgery, and he's not supposed to be playing. And he's literally pulling on Dakota's collar right now. So if you hear them in the back, sorry, hold that thought. We'll come back live in just a second. Liz, you can start talking. No.
I don't think I can start talking if I'm going to hear you in the back with.
Oh my gosh.
Potato.
You cannot play.
For those of you that don't know, Potato has his own Instagram page as well. So, and he just had back surgery. So that's the drama that's unfolding.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, y'all. I did not mean to scream like that. But when Dakota put her hand on his back and he just had emergency spinal surgery, and they said, please don't let your other dog put her paw on his back. Now he's so mad. He's in the kennel. He's so angry. Hey, everybody. Scarcity mindset is not for you. That's what we're talking about today.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about this because Liz and I were on the phone yesterday, and we were talking about how we live in the lovely and fabulous Corvallis, Oregon, and it is the home of Oregon State University, and all of the students have come back. And I was talking about all of the fancy cars because there's a lot of very well-off students at Oregon State University. My favorite car, though, Liz, that you have to know about, because I drive a bitchin' Camaro, y'all. So I drive a very fast sports car, as Liz can attest to. Hey, no, as Liz can attest to. And guess what? The gold-plated Mustang has returned to camp.
The one that's wrapped with the.
It's not. I think they painted it with 24 karat gold. I don't think it's just wrapped. And it's some young gentleman who drives it, and I try and race it every time I see it. But I was saying there's so much money.
The cars. I mean, the cars alone.
There's so much money. And then, y'all, Liz and I thought we'd have this conversation with you because Liz's response to me was, that's why I don't ever have a scarcity mindset. So can you talk about why you don't have a scarcity mindset?
I don't know. I guess it's because I grew up rural and in quiet places and I drove on roads that you could use your brights. Do you remember the days when we used to?
Yeah, me too.
So during the pandemic, when everything shut down, I was like, I can use my bright. This is great, right? That was my childhood, which is beautiful and wonderful. Now all I do is notice the traffic on I-5, the amount of people everywhere, and the amount of beautiful fancy cars and homes. And as we do loans and purchase prices come up, I'm just left thinking, there's plenty for all of us. Yeah. There's more than enough for all of us as I look around. And I think it's the contrast from my childhood to now that I think makes me realize it. But yeah, and I have lived in Albany most of my time here at the Willamette Valley. And this was last year, I was in Corvallis a lot, but it was the pandemic. They didn't have classes in school, so I didn't notice the students. This year, I'm really overwhelmed with the students.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of them.
People move into Corvallis this time of year. So yeah, it's just an eye-opening.
I think for those of us that grew up in rural areas and then have moved around a lot, like I love the Potatoes protesting for us. Everybody, Potatoes joined us for our Facebook Live today.
He's super cute for the record too.
I know, I think I should get him out and show everybody. Anyway, I'm not going to do that. For those of us that grew up in rural spaces and then move into larger spaces, I mean, I've lived in Los Angeles and I've lived all over the world, but I think that there is something really fascinating about realizing and recognizing, and I'm formerly homeless, so I know what it feels like to have nothing. My husband is formerly homeless. We were both homeless as young people. And I think that and this is why I love talking about scarcity mindset, because I think a lot of time people equate scarcity with nothing,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's what keeps us from building expansion and wealth in our lives. And one of the missions that you and I have is to disrupt the mortgage industry and the finance industry so that women can have more wealth. And I'm wondering, you and I have talked about this a lot, just personally. How can women who are in the mortgage industry think differently about what it means to have wealth while also disrupting the capitalist mindset?
Oh my gosh. I
I know it's a really big question. It
have
just
that
came
much
to me.
time.
It came to me.
It's a huge question. Um, I think I the scarcity mindset is really fascinating to me. I think that it's a language that we probably grew up with and we heard our parents and people around us say
Yeah.
and talk about. Um, I think people who went without struggle a lot with scarcity mindset because they've felt it and they've lived it, not having enough. And so when you do have it, you and I have talked about that in people in our lives on how they have a weird money energy about them.
Yeah.
And I would encourage people to really put some thought into how they feel about money and they look at money. I'm not a billionaire. I'm not a millionaire. I'm not any of those things. And yet every day I wake up and I'm like, look how freaking great my life is. Right. So
Yes.
I think that appreciation for what we already have has to happen before we can have more.
Mhm.
Um, it's like firing your first client and then them coming back, even though you fired them. I think money is like that. I think love is like that. I think a lot of things in life are like that. You've got to let it go and not feel like you have to hold on and grab and control. And then it finds its way back to you and it's bigger and it's better. So, uh, and then when it comes to the society we live in and the messages that we have, we're never enough if we listen to the messages. We never have enough and we're never enough. And that's just a sales tactic. They're just trying to make you feel shit so that you will purchase their product because it will make it all better. And I don't think until we really consciously are aware, my Instagram feed, because I am a plus size woman, is filled with beautiful plus size women because I found it hard for the longest time for me to even look at heavy women as attractive. And it was shocking to me when I made the effort to do it, how offended I was in my core, right? And what does that say about how I feel about myself? Right? And when we're talking about comparing ourselves financially to everybody, my car, my house, my clothes, my shoes, my purse, my nails, my hair, my whatever it is, that's also very reflective in how we feel about ourselves. So I would like every time you feel like you're not enough in some way, you just got to take a step back and lean back and say, you're great, you're fabulous, you're wonderful, and not in like a shitty superficial mantra way, but like seriously take a moment and appreciate everything you've overcome and everything you've done and everything you've accomplished. And then take a deep breath and say, I know I can do more, let's go kick some ass. Right?
I love that so much. I love that so much because, you know, one of the things I do with my clients is I actually make them, when they fall into this scarcity mindset, I have a whole thing about toxic gratitude and toxic positivity. Like I have no threshold for that. So check out the blog because it's a really good one. But one of the things I do with my clients is while we're on our coaching calls, I say, stand up and turn around clockwise in a circle and look at everything that's around you in the room right this minute. So all of you who are at home right now, stand up, turn around in the circle and look around the room that you're sitting in and look at what you yourself have created, right? Like I sit here and do lives and Zooms all the time. And right behind me is my Buddha and my grandmother's cookbook and my favorite bottle of wine and these beautiful books. And if I look in front of me, I can see this piano and this couch and the angel wings that I hang on my mantle to remind me to fly. Like, if you look around yourself, those are the things to be grateful for, because you have created this. And if you can appreciate what you have built in the room you are sitting in right now, it immediately pulls you out of scarcity, because you recognize what you've already done. And so often in life, we're just on this, we have this tunnel vision, like, I'm not enough, I'm not enough, I'm not enough. And isn't that internalized misogyny the thing that just stops us from going to work in the mortgage industry and being like, I want more. I want more. I'm going to ask for more.
And there's a lot of women that are making a lot of money that may be watching this. And there's women that may not be making a lot of money and may be worried about their bills next month, or maybe worried about the bills this month, or groceries, or the pandemic, or whatever it is. But right now, in the spot that you are, nothing's going to eat you. Right? Nothing's taking you down in this very moment. And sometimes it feels like that's all you have. And sometimes that's just where you have to sit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And you can just sit there.
Yeah.
It's okay. Because the bear is not going to come knock on the door and eat your head.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
And if you lose a client over pricing, and if you lose a client to somebody that lied to them, or you lose a client just because maybe they didn't like you, didn't match, it's okay. It's okay. Let it go.
Because it opens up the space for the next best person to come in.
That's right. That's right. So you're going to attract your people, and you're going to attract the energy you put out, and you're going to attract the realtors you like to work with, and don't work with realtors you don't like. Right. I think that's where things start getting icky. Right. Go make some friends and enjoy your damn life, and just take a deep breath a bit and step back from this win, kill it, take them down. As we've talked about, assassin mentality, win or lose crap. Right?
It's so misogynistic. Yeah. Love and compassion, self-love and compassion, people. That's how you get out of that scarcity mindset. Self-love and compassion.
Yep. We're all scared sometimes.
We're all scared often. This is my favorite thing. So I have Eleanor Roosevelt tattooed on my arm. Her signature is tattooed on my arm, because she is my most favorite human being that has ever lived on the planet. And one of the things that I love about her is that quote of hers that says, do one thing every day that scares you. Do one thing every day that scares you, because that actually gets you out of fear and takes you into intentional action. And if it feels terrifying, is my favorite word. I got that from my friend Mary Houston. If it feels terrifying and exciting all at the same time, then that's what you want to do. You want to do the things that are terrifying. If it makes you feel like, okay, then you do it. And it's amazing what happens when you do.
And I've had to learn, when great things happen to you, you have to watch the words you use, because Missy Bird holds me accountable for the words I use. And you have to just believe that it was meant for you.
Yeah.
It wasn't meant for somebody else. It wasn't by accident.
Yeah.
You didn't stumble upon it.
Yeah.
I think everybody needs to work at just taking every little great thing that happens to them and know that it was meant for them completely and totally.
Yes. And I was reminded by my friend Leah Dunlap yesterday that one of the best mantras ever when something good happens is to say, yes, please, more, please, this, please. What a great thing to be putting out. Call it a prayer, call it a spell, call it whatever you want to call it. When you say, yes, please, more, please, this, please, you get more of the same, right? And it just keeps building upon itself. So when great things happen to you, as Leah Dunlap would say, yes, please, more, please, this, please. We should interview her. Such a good idea. Let's do it. Speaking of interviews, we're going to take a couple weeks off because it's our birthday.
It is our birthday.
And I love that our birthdays are the same. Like one day apart. Amazing. Magic happens in small doses during Libra season. So we're going to take a couple weeks off, and we're going to come back mid-October with the lovely and fabulous Andy Blackwell, and you get to help me interview Andy, which will be so fun because you've never met her.
No, it'll be fabulous. I'm so excited. Yeah,
it's really exciting. We're going to have a good time. So for those of you that are watching, don't forget the tickets are available for our amazing and wonderful Awesome Sauce Conference, and you can find those at ashlingproductions.org, and we'll make sure that the link to that is in the comments. Love you, Liz Irish. I'm so happy you're back.
I'm glad to be back. Good to see you. Have a wonderful day, everybody.
Have a beautiful day, everyone. Bye.